What's going on, Griddle Nation? Chef Nathan Lippy here, and in this video I want to show you guys another fun flatbread recipe. I'm going to show you a fun twist. We're going to do a chicken sausage gumbo flatbread. It's everything you love about gumbo, well, most things that you love about gumbo on a flatbread. Let's quit talking and get right into the recipe. The first thing we need to do is get to our vegetables. Now, I'm gonna start with my green and red bell peppers, but I'm gonna show you guys a really cool trick on how to clean your bell peppers to get rid of all the seeds and the pith. Really simple, easy technique. Check it out. We're gonna take our pepper, cut off the top, spin it around, and cut off the bottom. Now on the side, you'll notice that there's 3 or 4 little channels, and that's what's holding the seeds and the pith in place. We're gonna take our knife and slice straight down the pepper and then turn it and roll the pepper as we cut the pith away. And what you're left with is a really clean, perfect little de-seeded pepper. Now we're gonna cut it long ways and then short ways to give us a nice little dice of bell pepper. Let me show you guys that trick one more time because it's really simple and you need to start doing this when you do it at home. So we're gonna take another bell pepper, cut off the top, spin it around, cut off the bottom, find one of those little channels and cut right beside it straight down the pepper. Now turn the pepper on its side and roll and cut at the same time until you remove all the pith and the seeds. And there you go. Super quick tips and tricks. It's the kind of stuff I like to teach you, my friends. Now we have our diced peppers. Let's push those to the side. Now we can't have gumbo without okra. I love fresh okra. So we're gonna grab some okra and slice that into nice bite-sized pieces. Now I also have some celery. We're gonna cut that nice and small, roughly the same shape as everything else so far. And the last vegetable is a little bit of yellow onion. I'm gonna give that a nice large dice and mix that in with the rest of the vegetables. Now before we get to our griddle, we're gonna talk about our chicken. Now today I am using a chicken cutlet, nice and thin. We want it to cook quick and fast, right? This is a little quick fix, so we wanna go as quick as possible. I'm using a little bit of olive oil, then I'm gonna grab my Blackstone Crazy Cajun seasoning and be pretty generous with this over the top. We're gonna flip it on the other side, same thing, olive oil and some of our Crazy Cajun seasoning. If you haven't had this one yet, it's unbelievable. It is loaded with flavor, but it has a kick. I mean, it's Cajun seasoning, so it should have a kick, but just be careful with it when you use it at home. You can find those at Walmart all over the country right now. Now we're gonna take our chicken over to our griddle on about medium-high heat. We're gonna add our chicken down right to our griddle. Now we're gonna let this cook for 3 or 4 minutes per side. We basically want a nice golden crust and to sear in and seal in all of those beautiful juices. I mean, it's a cutlet, it's thin, but we can still get a really juicy chicken. Now to the empty side of my griddle, I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter. And I want this butter to melt nicely, and that's gonna kind of bring all those rich, wonderful, sweet flavors out of our vegetables. We're gonna add all of our vegetables all down to that side of the griddle. Now I'm gonna grab some of my Crazy Cajun seasoning, and we're gonna add some of that to the top as well. And like I said before, this does have a kick. It's really intense. It's an awesome flavor, but it'll get you. It's got a kick. So let's give that a nice little toss, and we're gonna let that caramelize in that beautiful butter just for a couple of minutes. All right, we'll let those vegetables go just a little bit longer and all those flavors develop and sweetness come out. That's one of my favorite things about cooking with vegetables, especially on the flat top. You get a chance for all those sugars to start to develop like evenly as you cook everything. I love it. Let's talk about sausage. Today, I have an andouille kielbasa. I found an andouille kielbasa. It's unbelievable. It is so, so good. If you can't find that, use any sausage that you like. Now we're gonna slice these into beautiful little medallions. We basically want them to be bite-sized so they fit nicely onto our flatbread. All right, so once those are all cut up, we're actually gonna add them right over the top of our vegetables. We're not gonna let them hit the direct heat just yet. We're gonna slowly let them heat up over the vegetables. We'll toss those in just a minute. Our chicken looks about finished. Let's bring our chicken breast over to our cutting board. All right, now we're gonna give it a cut. Remember we said we were cooking with really high heat. Now with high heat, we sear in all those juices. Let's see how we did. That is gorgeous, my friends. Look at this, gorgeous. That is what chicken should look like. We're gonna cut it long ways, turn it and cut it the other way so it's diced and bite-sized. All right, that is looking good. Let's grab one of our gorgeous little flatbreads and we're gonna put this right down onto our griddle. We're gonna let that toast for just a minute or two. Let's give our vegetables and sausage a toss. We're gonna toss the sausage in so they can start to get a little bit caramelized on the flat top. Now something that I like to do when I'm making gumbo on the flat top, it's not traditional, right? So we don't have all that beautiful, delicious broth. So I'm gonna add a bit of beer. So I'm introducing some liquid. That's gonna give us kind of a gravy type texture. We're gonna make our own little sauce. It's like a gumbo sauce. I mean, this is an authentic gumbo, so if you guys wanna hate on me in the comments, that's fine. This is a flatbread gumbo. So we're gonna add a little bit of liquid, a little bit of beer, just to kind of coat all those ingredients and create our own little delicious sauce. All right, vegetables look good. Flatbread looks good. It's time to build and assemble our flatbread. So we have our bread over here. We're gonna add some of our vegetables and sausage right over the top. Be fairly generous with it. You don't want it to be too tall, otherwise it's a little more difficult to eat later on, but make it as tall as you want to. It's your flatbread. So we're gonna fill it up with our delicious veggies now. We're gonna grab our shredded mozzarella cheese, and we're gonna put some of that right over the top. This is something I like to do. I like a double layer of cheese because I like cheese. Don't worry about it, leave me a comment if you disagree. I'm gonna put a bunch of cheese over the top. Now I'm gonna grab my chicken and put it over that first layer of cheese. So evenly spread out our chicken right over the top of our flatbread. And now we're adding a second layer of cheese because we can, and we will. So we're adding more cheese right over the top. I'm gonna add my dome and let that melt maybe 2 or 3 minutes, or until all the cheese is as melted as you like. Guys, this is gonna be done in just a second. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's do this. All right, let's see how we did. Oh my goodness. All day long. That is amazing. Let's bring this over to our cutting board. And that, my friends, all it needs is a slice, and it's time to eat. Let's go ahead and cut it into 4s so we can have nice, large pieces for our guests. And guys, that's unbelievable. I mean, look at this. We've got all those beautiful, delicious ingredients. We got gumbo on a flatbread. Are you kidding me? Your friends are gonna love this. Let's give it a try here.
Let's give it a try.
Oh yeah, all day long. That heat is absolutely perfect. The crust is nice and crispy. You got the sausage, the chicken, the vegetables. All day long, can't go wrong. This is a good one. You guys will love this when you make it at home. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you love that recipe as much as I do. It's really simple and pretty affordable, and it's sure to be a crowd pleaser because it is crazy, crazy delicious. If you guys want this recipe and a ton more, go to blackstoneproducts.com. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All the things you need to be a winner for dinner. That's super cheesy. Oh, you're the winner's chicken dinner.